Okay, you guys, we're reading Am I the Asshole stories. I'm so excited. I love listening to these, so I want to read some. Okay, first one, here we go. Am I the asshole for advising my sister to only enter plus-size beauty pageants and or become a plus-size model? This was posted 1 day ago by Feeling Ad A637. I, 31 female, have a sister, 27 female, who have done beauty pageants all her life. Losing affects to her more the older she gets. Losing affects her more the older she gets. At 22, she gained weight and became plus size. As a plus size woman, she had won every plus size beauty pageant she's entered, but as a plus size woman, she has yet to win a beauty pageant that's not specifically for plus size women. She has done some plus size modeling but treats it like a stepping stone. Recently, she did extremely well for a plus size 27-year-old woman in a beauty pageant available to all women. She got runner up, but the winner was a thin 19-year-old woman. Afterwards, she was crying and asking what she'll do now. I gave her advice, but she accused me of being jealous. Am I the asshole? Well, what advice? Advising my sister to only enter plus size beauty pageants. Okay, so I don't know. I think you're definitely like, I don't know, because part of me is like, I know beauty pageantry is a thing, but it does seem something that I don't know. Why are you doing it at 27? Like, am I weird for thinking that? It just feels like the whole culture itself feels like it's based on unrealistic standards. So it's like, yeah, if you are plus size and you know that that's how the culture is and you know you're going to keep feeling that way, I don't know why you would do them. I'm not saying that people that are plus size can't be models and things like that, but I'm talking about beauty pageants specifically. They feel like they're very, like, we've all seen, like, I don't know, the movies Toddlers and Tiaras, like, they're very cutthroat. So I don't understand why, if you keep feeling like let down when you enter ones that are for everybody, why you would keep doing them. And then the sister saying, well, maybe you should only do plus size beauty pageants or become a plus size model. Like, I think that's good advice because you're going into something that's familiar to you and is specifically for you. I'm not saying that people that are plus size can't exist in other spaces, but I'm just saying, like, it seems like she was doing good in that. So I'm confused because they got voted as the asshole. So I'd love to read the comments on that because now I'm scared. Like, am I an asshole for thinking that? So, top comment is she came second at 27 years old against a 19-year-old. How is that not a massive win? Oh, actually, I didn't know she came second. Okay. Sounds to me like the problem isn't her being plus size, but her extreme reaction to losing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do think they're the asshole then because she wasn't crying because she didn't win. Or she wasn't crying because she got like a horrible spot. She was crying because she almost won. So it's not like she doesn't have a chance of winning. Like, she did really good. So it's not like she should only stick to plus size when she does have a chance of winning the one available to all women. So it does feel like the sister's kind of like, I don't know, that's weird. Okay, what else? They said kind of the asshole because you're not really helping. If you truly want to help, get her actual help. At 27, her pageant days should be pretty much over. That's what I'm thinking. Like, why are you doing pageants? Like, it's not like a little kid thing, but I also just feel like you're clearly getting validation because you're crying. I don't know, but also she probably put in a lot of work, so that's why she's crying. Like, we don't know why she's crying. It might be because of how much work she put in, but also the whole basis of it is off your look. So it's not going to ever make you feel good. Her pageant days should be pretty much over, no matter how pretty she is. If it's not a pageant for plus size women in her age range, she's going to lose. And modeling. I've been an art director. I've done castings and hired models. I've had people argue to me that a girl who is 5'10" and a size 4 to 6 was hippie and a bad fit in pants. I had booked her previously and had no issues with her at all, so I told them to shut the F up. But the standard in the modeling industry, you see women that are in 8 modeling plus size clothes. Some lines actually use plus size models, but even then they're typically just barely plus size. If your sister is truly plus size and thinks she's going to earn a living as a standard model, she's delusional. I'm not saying anything about her beauty or her value, just that the standards of the industry are not her friend. That's what I was trying to say. Like, beauty pageants, why would you ever want to do that? I don't understand. And if she does pageants and modeling, she needs thicker skin. That's true. Because it's like, I don't know if she's crying because she doesn't feel pretty or if she's crying just because she put in all this work and she lost. But if you're in an industry that's based off of such shallow stuff, like you need to have thick skin. You are literally being judged like cattle or show dogs, every single flaw, and we all have them, will be pointed out and judged. I definitely agree with that. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, this one sounds kind of juicy. Okay, so this was posted 26 days ago by Classic Amphibian 963. Am I the asshole for asking for my dead sister's ring back after my brother used it to propose? I'm going to say not the asshole, but let's get into it. This one's kind of long, okay? My sister died when I was like 6 and she was 17. We weren't super close or anything, but I still remember little bits of her. Her laugh, how she always painted her nails, her posters. She was like this perfect angel to my mom. After she passed, I barely remember the funeral. That's so sad. Like just having a glimpse of somebody. When I was like 12, I found this old ring in her stuff. Nothing fancy, just a silver ring with a small stone. It fit me, and I don't know why, but I kept it. It wasn't some big dramatic thing. I didn't steal it or anything. I just took it and started keeping it. I didn't wear it loads or flaunt it, just had it in this little box, and sometimes I'd look at it when I missed her. It kind of became this one thing that felt like mine, like my piece of her. So, anyways, last weekend we had this family lunch, and my brother, 27 male, I wonder how old OP is now. Not sure how old they are. Um, so anyways, last weekend we had this family lunch and my brother, 27 male, brings his girlfriend who everyone knew he was going to propose to. And yeah, he stands up, does a big speech, and pulls out the ring. My sister's ring. The one I've kept for that's crazy. The one I've kept for like 7 years. Why would he use that ring? That's insane. Okay. I literally froze. His girlfriend starts crying. People are clapping. And I'm just sat there like, what the F? I look at my mom and she just smiles at me like nothing happened. After dinner, I ask her, was that the ring? And she's like, yeah, your brother asked me and dad, and we said it was fine. She said it was sweet and symbolic, and my sister would have wanted it passed down or whatever. And I was like, question mark? It was never yours to give, though. Like, I've had it for years. And she just goes, oh, come on, it's just a ring. Don't be dramatic. Okay. If it's just a ring, then why is it special and symbolic? Like, what? But like when I had it, it wasn't just a ring. So yeah, I kind of snapped. Waited till people were outside and told my brother I wanted it back. He laughed at first, then was like, no, WTF. And I said, okay, well then I'll tell your girlfriend where it came from and let her decide. He got mad, said I was ruining his proposal and making it about me like always. My mom dragged me into the kitchen, saying everyone noticed I wasn't happy and that I left halfway through dinner. Yeah, because I was crying in the bathroom, question mark. Dad tried to calm it down, but my brother kept going on about how selfish I was and that I'd been weird about my sister for years. Weird about. She died. What do you mean weird about it? I didn't even say anything. I just left early and haven't spoken to any of them since. Mom rang me yesterday saying I have calmed down and I am ready to say sorry, and I said not really, and she hung up. My cousin texted me later saying it was actually super messed up and she doesn't blame me, but I don't know. I probably could have handled it better, but I just felt so blindsided. It's not even about the stupid ring. It's just like they acted like it didn't matter to me, like I didn't matter. So yeah, am I the asshole? Okay. So number 1, it wasn't any of their rings, but the sister took it on as hers. I think that the family should have asked her since they knew it was important to her. If it was in a box in her room, why, like, obviously they knew that she kept it and it was important to her. So, obviously, if she kept it because her sister died, wouldn't they be like, hey, I know this ring's super important to you, but I want to use it to propose to my girlfriend. Can I? Nobody talked to her about it. And then they just took it and then gaslit her when she got upset. And then what is the comment? Oh, you've been weird about the sister for years. Oh, so clearly she's the only one that actually cares about the sister because why are you guys acting like it's not important and it's just a ring? I definitely think not the asshole, but let's read the comments. Not the asshole. I particularly like the manipulation of how it's just a ring when you are upset about it, but when you ask for it back, suddenly it's not just a ring and you're being selfish and making everything about you. Exactly. From what you say, it seems pretty clear they knew you wore the ring and had an attachment to it. She was your sister too. Your loss and your grief are valid. They should have asked if you were okay with the ring being given to someone else first. Couldn't say it better. If it was just a ring, then why is it special enough to be used for an engagement? Is the brother so poor he had to find a ring laying around to be able to propose? Damn. Oh my god. That's the thing, is like, why are you acting like she's being weird and sentimental about just a ring, but then you're being sentimental by wanting to give it to the wife? It doesn't even seem like he sees the sentimentalness in the ring. He just didn't have a ring to give. That's what I'm feeling. Because he doesn't seem like he cares. But again, people show their grief in different ways, so you never know. Let's move on. Okay, you guys, this one sounds really juicy. So, 19 days ago, am I the asshole for telling my sister that her lack of personal hygiene is the real reason no job will hire her and not sexism? Okay, this concerns my sister Lily, who is graduating soon. Our parents taught us the importance of personal hygiene and keeping yourself presentable, but I guess Lily fell off the wagon while dorming in college because it feels like she dropped everything to do with personal hygiene since moving back home. It's easier to explain with a list of things she isn't taking care of. Hair, very oily slash greasy and always tangled from lack of wash and brushing. Skin, also very oily, greasy from no wash. Nails, never trimmed so they're long and yellow from grime. Clothes, clothes themselves are nice, but she leaves them sloppy and wrinkled. Okay. Body, showers once a week tops. I'm not sensitive to smell, but my sister reeks and honestly makes me gag sometimes. Okay, this has to be a mental health thing. It seems like she went to college, was overwhelmed, and like when you're depressed, like you kind of stop taking care of yourself. It's like I wish there was a little bit more helping and a little bit less judging, but let's see what else goes on. Lily is upset because she says she can't get an in person job in her field and wants to give up. Our parents have tried telling her that presentability and hygiene is as important as credentials when getting jobs, but my sister won't listen. Lily has a rocky relationship with our family, so she takes it as personal attack rather than them trying to help. Okay. Okay, I understand why they're not helping because she gets very defensive. Lily is now blaming sexism and says men are all just intimidated by a competent woman, and that's the sole reason why she hasn't gotten a job. If she wants to lie to herself, it's her life, whatever. What I can't stand is her trying to make it my problem and expect validation from me. Lily just did a bunch of interviews, but all went cold after, and none panned out into jobs. She was venting to me last week about how companies in this field are all boys' clubs and quick to shoot down a woman they know is intellectually above them. I was basically just like, good for you. Can I please finish my session in peace now? Lily got defensive and said she's just warning me, then doubled down, saying most men are selfish and I should save myself the headache now. She was saying this with my male friends on the voice call. I had enough and told Lily that her lack of personal hygiene is the real reason no job will hire her, so stop blaming others and think for 2 seconds. If you were a company owner who needs to impress investors to keep your own family afloat, would you want to be represented by someone who looks and smells like a homeless person or someone who is presentable and takes care of themselves? We got into an argument, and Lily is now either giving me one word answers or not saying anything to me at all. I'll be honest that we argue a lot, but Lily normally would have gone over it by now. Did I do the right thing by giving Lily a dose of reality, or did I F up here? Okay, so number one, I feel like the parents need to step in and talk to her, but again, she does seem to be very stuck in the way they're thinking. And she seems to be very intelligent. I think like she's not wrong when she's saying like these places are boys clubs. There might be a possibility for that, but if she has no evidence, like they didn't do anything misogynistic, then that's kind of just like, okay, you're coming up with reasons. I do find it weird that she cares this much about getting the job, but you're not putting effort into your appearance. I'm not saying she has to like do all this extra stuff, do her makeup, but like you have to dress nice to an interview. And if she's actually just wearing like sloppy clothes is kind of like, okay, you're not trying and then you're blaming the company for why. It kind of sounds like she's self-sabotaging in a way. I do think the sister that wrote this though is an asshole. The way they said it is just like you're not even trying to help, you're just being mean. Um I feel like you could have said that in a way that's actually helpful, but again, the sister does sound like she's being very like she won't listen to anyone's opinion. So if she tried to be soft with her, I don't think it would have worked. So I don't know. Yeah, a lot of the comments are saying kind of the same thing. Like she sounds like she needs like health, like mental health help. Um it sounds like she's just going through a lot. Like she's probably just very stressed and like letting go of herself because of mental health issues. And I feel like the family needs to be more supportive. Although they were voted not the asshole by Reddit, so that's interesting. But I feel like she could have said it in a better way. Like you didn't have to say all that in front of people too. Like she said the male friends were on the call. Like you embarrassed her in front of people? I don't know. It's like you didn't try to help. You're seeing her as like an enemy almost. I find that really weird. This one sounds interesting. Okay. 2 hours ago, am I the asshole for not apologizing to my father after being kicked out twice? Okay, so this depends because they might have got kicked out for a good reason, but let's see. My father, 66 male, and I, 25 female, have a complicated relationship. He's aggressive, cheated on my mom, I found out, and is more concerned with appearing like a good father than being one. This sounds familiar to me. He wasn't around much during my childhood due to work and rarely spent quality time with us. When I was 17, he came to me late at night, stressed about his business being understaffed. I promised to help as long as needed, what I now regret, but I've kept my word for 7 years. Even during a serious illness and while finishing school and studying, I continued working for him. He supports me financially but constantly holds it over my head, which doesn't feel like kindness. I went through years of therapy to deal with childhood trauma and family conflict. I've grown a lot and now have peaceful, healthy relationships with everyone in my life, including the coworkers at my dad's business. About 3 weeks ago, I had severe tonsillitis and was bedridden. On the second day, I had a doctor's appointment and agreed, mainly due to my mom's request, to stop by my dad's office for 15 minutes to go over a to-do list before his vacation. He knew I was sick and couldn't talk much. When I arrived, he was already irritable and made a snide remark about me being late. I wasn't. I checked in with coworkers. There was nothing urgent, so I returned to his office. He was frantically searching for something, and I tried to help, but couldn't guess what he needed. I sat down briefly to book another doctor's appointment when he started yelling at me for always being on my phone. Not true. I calmly asked what he wanted from me. At that moment, a coworker walked in and my dad scowled and told me to go home. I got up and said, I'll do that. But he thought I said F you. I'm German, so I guess in their language it's a close translation. He exploded, chased me out, yelling. I was shocked and confused. I called my mom from the car to explain what happened. She later told me he expected me to apologize, even though I had no idea what I had done. When they returned from vacation, I felt a bit better and went to their house before. Wait, the mom and dad are still together? Okay, this is so dysfunctional. Because she said he cheated, so I'm confused. Um, I felt a bit better and went to their house before a concert. My dad refused to go if I was coming. After hearing his version, I approached him to clarify I never swore at him. He screamed and kicked me out again. He's convinced I insulted him and won't hear otherwise. He's now twisting the story to justify his reaction. I'm emotionally exhausted and fed up. I would feel awful if I'd actually done something wrong, but I didn't. I don't want to apologize for something I didn't do. Am I the asshole for just not apologizing and move on? Not the asshole. Um, Here's what you're going to do. You need to get a new job, not working for your dad, and then start financially supporting yourself and move out. And wait, I'm confused. She didn't mention, oh, being kicked out of the office. I thought like kicked out of the house. Okay. I don't think you're the asshole. I think that your dad has weird, like, he was already being pissy when you got there. So I feel like you guys just had some shit going on already. But regardless, you don't need to cut ties with him, but like you're 25, you still work for him. He's still treating you like a child. He's holding all this stuff above your head. When are you gonna like make something for yourself that isn't conditioned. You know what I mean? Like everything's conditional with him. It seems like it feels like you need to like get your own life and get away from your parents cuz like they seem very complicated and dysfunctional. Yeah, people are like your dad sucks, but why are you still working there? Yeah, the OP is basically just saying they feel responsible to help them. It just sounds like a lot of manipulation. Um I would get the hell out of there. Okay, this is the last one we're gonna do. Posted 3 hours ago. Am I the asshole for pointing out my boyfriend's receding hairline? Me and my ex got into a heated argument after I found texts on his phone with his ex, who still hasn't left him alone, even a year and a half after their breakup. Okay, so he's blaming her for texting him, but he's texting her back. So that's something. He would block her on Instagram, and within seconds, she'd pop up from a new account or even message him from a new phone number. Okay, so it does sound like he is trying to block her. Regardless of her behavior, his most recent messages with her came across as friendly, which I obviously considered cheating. Okay, so it sounds like she's been a problem in their relationship for a while, and OP feels betrayed because it seems like he's making the ex think it's okay because he's being friendly with her. During the fight, I insulted the woman's looks and told him that if he was going to cheat, at least do it with someone attractive. Then I made a comment about his receding hairline, saying that he can only cheat with ugly women since he's balding. Okay. For context, my ex always wears a hat, and I know he's insecure about his hairline, but I had never brought it up before because I thought it was too sensitive of a subject. After I said that, he blocked me everywhere, refuses to speak to me, and completely shut down. I'm honestly surprised because we've had way worse arguments before. Is he overreacting, or is hair loss just an especially sensitive topic for men? Oh my god. And then they said, edit. I don't know if some of you are missing the point or deliberately ignoring it. It wasn't just him being friendly to some random girl, it was his unwell ex, the same person who has been harassing him for over a year and who he himself constantly complained to me about. Staying in friendly contact with her is leading her on, and to me, that is cheating. My question was only about whether I overreacted, not whether what he did was okay, because I already know it's not. Okay. I think you guys just need to break up. Um, saying I don't understand people that say mean things like that during an argument. I definitely haven't been the best in arguments, but to just say things about people's appearance and to just like hit really low is like, so what? After you say that, what are you expecting to just get back together after that? After you just made fun of their appearance? This is your partner. You want they want to feel like loved and respected by you and like that you're attracted to them and you clearly aren't. Like, why would you say that? It just, yes, he messed up. That's not the point. The point is you went too far. So it sounds like you guys need to break up because he doesn't have clear boundaries with his ex and you are rude in arguments. Yeah, someone said, you know, he was insecure about his hair and it's the one thing you went for. Callous, spiteful behavior. Oh, that's so like icky. Like, why would you do that? Yeah, this person is definitely the asshole. But at the end of the day, they sound like they're very toxic. The fact that she said they've had worse arguments is very concerning. Um, yeah, you guys definitely need to break up. You're definitely the asshole. And that's that. But, anyways, my name is Sydney. If you guys like my vibe, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.